Fun video today. I've made a list of 5 future-proof characters, and to go over that with me is Valley Flying. What's up, my friend?
I see you. What is up, man?
Hi.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So we're gonna have fun with this video today, and we're gonna do 2 different videos. One on your channel, one on my channel. I have a list that you have not seen. And then
I have a list that you
Yes.
have not seen. I guess by the time we shoot my video, I will know your list, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm behind you and inside of you. This is cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it looks like you're hanging out Asgard. I'm on the helicarrier, so we're gonna go. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. We're gonna like critique each other's review. And actually, I'm highly curious to see your list when we do it.
I think there's going to be a lot of overlap, but I'm curious to see who you picked, and hopefully there's some differences in our list.
Okay, so we're gonna do this in no particular order whatsoever, and we're gonna start off the one with one of the more obvious ones. Are you ready? And you're gonna be able to see it right here.
I think I see him
You
already.
can see him already. Okay, there we go.
Yes, there he
Mr.
is.
Sinister. Don't tell me if he's on your list, but I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why he's on my list.
Okay.
I was a little bit worried about Mr. Sinister when ISO 8 came out because the clone doesn't get the benefit of the ISO 8, right?
Yes.
Or at least not the ISO class. They get the stat bonuses, right?
Yeah, the stat, but not the class, correct.
But then after we saw the Doom footage and how we talked about how Mr. Sinister and plus another character who's on this list that might work very well, and that no matter what character comes out in the future, Mr. Sinister is going to be able to clone them, right? It's kind of a brilliant thing, right? And so
yes.
I feel like he's going to carry over for a long time, even though he really didn't get the full benefits of ISO 8. The clone doesn't anyways. He does, but the clone doesn't. What do you think about all that?
I think this is the obvious pick. This is the one I knew there was going to be overlap on the list. We talked about this probably 6 months ago.
Yeah.
When we were talking about Red Stars and like the most future-proof characters, and he was the #1 because of his clone mechanic. No matter who comes to the game that is a meta character, he's going to be able to clone them and maybe not get those full stats, but still be able to use them on a Mr. Sinister's team. That makes him a very, very good pick for future-proofing your roster.
Yep, I'm a big fan of Mr. Sinister. Okay, let's go to the next one. And I believe these two go hand in hand. Like you almost can't talk about Mr. Sinister without talking about Emma Frost.
Yes,
and
good pick there.
Yeah, the reason why I was thinking about Emma Frost is if we look at, first of all, minus 10% speed. Always going to be good.
Yes.
Always going to be good, right?
Turn-based game, like you always say.
Turn-based game, controlling 10% of the speed of all enemies, good, right? Turn the tables. No matter how much power creep we got, this is still going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's why those characters are relevant, that have the enemies attack themselves.
Yes.
There's 3 of them in the game that I can think of, and she's one of them. Makes very, very valuable.
Yeah, I mean, 1 year from now, who gets this kind control? Enemy allies with the most damage, right? She's still gonna nuke somebody no matter what. A year from now, no matter how much power creep we get. This also is power creep proof. Basically, her whole kit is power creep proof except for her basic attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and then if we're talking about Doom, pretty sure you're gonna have to pair up Emma with Mr. Sinister to counter Doom. So I think this is a future-proof character. You agree?
I agree.
Okay, I can't wait.
I like your picks.
I can't wait to see your list because I wonder if would it be terrible if it was the exact same video?
I hope it's not the same. All right, let's keep going.
All right. Next on my list is Ebony Maw.
Oh, thank goodness. I didn't have him on my list.
Okay. All right, so again, the reason why Ebony Maw is on my list is that pretty much everything in his kit is future-proof with the exception of his basic attack. And the reason why I say that is Force Transfusion does percent health, so when characters in the game have higher health pools, this is going to scale. It's going to scale with the higher health, and that's always going to be useful, right? Regardless of what happens to the future characters. Interestingly enough, if we think about Emma and Ebony Maw, they really don't need high red stars to be effective. Does that make
Yes,
sense?
true.
I
Yes.
mean, Ultron does, but Ebony Maw and Emma don't necessarily. I mean, it's nice to have the extra red stars, right? And there's always going to be focus issues, right? And that's why I put Skirmisher level 5 on him because it'll help his focus, right? He gets a lot of the benefit from that. This ability right here also doesn't really matter too much, right? It's going to be good regardless. It's not damage based. I mean, the opposite of a future-proof character to me is something like, well, loosely.
Night Nurse.
Well,
Shield medic with flat health.
I hate no. I'm gonna hate to say it, but characters like Black Bolt and Captain Marvel. And the reason why I say that is because they are stat-based characters, and as the overall stats of the new characters come out, they're going to become less important. And we've already seen that happen right now with Captain Marvel. Does that make sense? Captain Marvel's
definitely with Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a great kit. So does Black Bolt. But because so much of their usefulness was based off of their raw stats and relative stats at the time when they came out, as there's power creep and new characters, they get better and better. A character like Ebony Maw is not going to be affected by that. And neither is Emma. Mr. Sinister, now also, right? Anyways, so far you get where I'm going with this?
I get, and I like the word that you said. They're scaling because he does the percent-based damage. It doesn't matter how big the enemies are. He's always taking off that same percent. Whereas a character that's taking off a flat number is not going to scale very well. Like some of the older characters from year one.
Okay, so number 4 on my list, and these are in no particular order, is Phoenix.
Okay.
Same reason. She's going to scale well.
Percent-based damage from her Dark Phoenix special, yeah.
Yeah, and interestingly, I just think that stripping all the negative effects from the entire team and on her turn 1 ability, going into this, that's always going to be useful, right? That doesn't even do damage. It doesn't even do damage, right? And then when she goes into her summon, this is going to scale well. The vitality drain, which is what she does on her after she dies. She takes a turn, then she does this, right? That's always going to scale well.
That one will always scale well. Now, that move right there.
Technically, this won't scale well, but it's pretty amazing regardless. Unavoidable, extra focus, clearing positive effects. Even if this amount of damage becomes smaller and smaller over time, still having the ability of an unavoidable attack with high extra focus, clearing all positive effects is still going to be useful over time. And again, this is a character that didn't get the full benefit of ISO 8. And this is also a character that's been very controversial on whether or not red stars are useful on her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's double-edged sword with those red stars for this character. Yeah. Oh, and fortunately, she has the uncanny tag now.
Yep. Okay.
If they remove that tag, she wouldn't scale well.
Well, yeah. Oh, no kidding. So what I've been doing with her ISO 8, which is interesting, is I took her to level 1 skirmisher, which is not that great. I'm not actually equipping armor or health on her, but I am actually taking up her resistance, her focus, and her damage, because why not?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, just for the stats. I never thought of just doing those particular ones. That's smart. I might go back and do that on mine.
Because these stats do go over to the summon. You know what I mean? They do scale with the summon, but I don't really want her to have higher armor or higher health. I want her to die. And then when she goes into Dark Phoenix...
This is an excellent point.
Yeah. And then, okay, so...
I'm going to do that with mine. I didn't build her up because of Phoenix, and building up this character, you get you don't want Phoenix too great, but you want Dark Phoenix strong. So
yeah, and more damage is good in either form. More focus is better in either form. More resistance is better in either form. Just the health and the armor, technically in the regular Phoenix, you want her just to die. Yeah. Anyways, so right. All right. Yep. So and then my last pick, I'm not sure on, but I wanted to put him in here. Just because he has done well without red stars, and if and when he does get red stars, I think he's going to be a lot better. Ultron.
I like this pick too. The dev said if you put red stars on him, even now, even this far out from when he was released, he's going to be overpowered. So he still is very, very relevant, especially with some of the bonuses that this new Pimtech team gives to tech characters. He could just get crazy amount of his buffs extended.
Yeah, there's something amazing about Ultron, how he has been pretty much indifferent to red stars in 2 years, right? And as soon as they pop red stars on him, he's important today.
He's back.
Yeah, he's important today. The only time he was not that important is when Black Bolt came out. Yeah, and then there was a period.
Even so, Black Bolt's been out for a while as a hard counter, and he's still. I use him a lot, or I did before the symbiotes in Ultima 7.
Yeah. So that's my list: Phoenix, Emma, Mr. S, Maw, and Ultron. Future-proof characters. Well, future-proof. I mean, supposedly, right? We'll have to see, right?
Yes, depends how much we're using our crystal ball into the future.
Right, exactly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head over to Valley Flying's channel, and I have not heard his list, and we're going to compare to see if it's different or the same. I'm hoping it's not the same. Tell me it's not the same.
There are some differences.
Okay. So
and there are some similarities, but I think there's more differences than similarities.
All right. Well, head over to Valley Flying's channel, and we will go over that list over there. And thanks for watching, and keep on gaming. Bye.
Is what I need to know.